Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. So today's tutorial is about how to make this lovely bead fringe earring, and the pattern you see here is called the sunny hills. Okay, so the reason why I named this honey hills is that this is the sun, the yellow one depicts the sun, and then the colors you see here also represents the hills. Okay, so sunny hills, I call this pattern. And let's go ahead to mention the materials. Yeah, so the materials here, I'm using 4 different colors. So this is like white. It falls between white and cream. I don't know, so I call it cream white. This is yellow, and this is scary yellow, and this is also guys, if you know the name of this color, let me know. It's as if it's pink and purple, light purple at the same time, you know. So that's the color, and I don't really know the name to call it. Yeah, if you know the name, let me just send me a message on the comment section. Yeah. And then also, now the size is 12 O's. I used to say it's 11 O's. It's not 11, this is 12 O's, because when I bought them they didn't have any size, so I think it's 12 O's, because 11 O's are much wider. So these are 12 O sides. And then I always use a rigger needle, so I've already threaded I've threaded the needle. Okay, so it comes in these two sides, so this is the longest one, and then my embroidery thread here, and then also my I believe you can see how this looks. Okay, so these are my hooks. These are new hooks I got from a local shop around here, and also my pair of scissors, then my beading mat. Yeah, so my bad guys, I forgot to add this red bead here. Yeah, so as you heard me before, they are all 12 O seed beads, and this red bead, it falls between brown. It's like a brownish red color. Okay, so I'll be using this as well, right? So in all we have 5 12 O seed beads for this particular project. Yeah, so this tutorial is a beginner friendly as well, so I'm going to start off with 6 brick stitches, and in all I'll be having, say, 9 rows. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, yeah, 8 rows. Sorry, I was reading from the other pair. So 8 rows in all, but the first brick stitch is going to be 6 brick stitches. Yes, so I would pick 2 from the beginning, 2 beads. Okay, and I have really zoomed enough for you to understand, because the beads are very tiny. So I'm going to make 2 rows, and then I'll do the rest offline, and then I get back to you, okay, or off camera. I'll go one more time just to secure the very first, or the working thread. So I have 4 more beads to add, right? So I'll go from here. So this is how your work should look like when you are following the same thing. All right, so you have 2 beads, and then instead of you going from the down part, from where the working thread is coming from, you go from the top, like that. Now we have 3. Okay, pick 1 more. So I'll go from the down, Okay, so now we have 6 beads in a row. Okay, so this is the first row or the first break stitch, and so we go ahead. I have to turn my work like that. Okay, and then I'm going to increase. So what we mean by increase is that with the second row I still pick 2 beads. Okay, and then I start now all the white beads you see here. Okay, the white beads you see under the beads are called the break stitches, the thread bridges. Okay, so I'll go from the very first thread bridge like so. So by so doing I'll be increasing. So you're going to have your work like this. Like that. Okay, and then you continue till you get to the end. So it means that if the very first break stitch, sorry if it looks quite, sorry, I'm talking about the camera, guys. It looks quite smoky, but sorry. Yeah, so the first break stitch is 6, so the second row will be 7, which means you are decreasing. You are increasing, sorry. You are increasing, yeah. So when you begin to increase, you realize that you would see that the beads will shift to the side, and then the next row will go, and then the next, and then after you are done with what you want, then you notice that the very first row is more shorter, and the rest are, the rest widen, the rest of the rows widen because you increased. Yeah, so now we have 5 beads on the second row, and I'm getting to the end. So I would add my last but 1 bead. Oh my gosh, sorry, I lost focus. Okay, now watch closely. I'm going to put the last bead on at the end here. Okay, so this is the 6th bead with it for the second row. Yeah, so watch closely. Okay, the first row is 1 2 3 4 5 6, second row 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and so obviously the third row is going to be 8 beads, right? So we'll be ending on the 8th row. Okay, so the third row we're going to have 8 beads, so we'll still increase, and we repeat the same method for the second one. We're going to use the same method. Start from here, the very first thread bridge, And then the last bead. Yeah, so I'll be doing the rest off camera, and then I'll get back to you, because you're going to increase until you get to the 8th row. Okay, yeah, but on the 8th row too, I'll start the pattern as well. So when you're on the 7th row, you can wait. Okay, so you can pause your camera at this stage and then continue if you are following the same pattern. Yeah, so I'll get back to you. Welcome back, guys. So I'm on the 8th row, and at this point I would want to start with a pattern. So I'm going to put 6 beads. Okay, I'm going to build 6 yellow beads here to start the sun. Okay, you understand why I say the sun, so let's continue. So at this point, I believe you all know how to do a brick stitch. It's a very simple project. Okay, so if in case you are found wanting, please play back and you understand what you are doing. So we're making a simple beaded fringe earring with a pattern. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yellows, and then I continue with the former color. Okay, welcome back, guys. So I'm done with the brick stitch part. I would start with the fringe. So if you see me doing this on camera, it means you have to take a screenshot, especially when you are if you know you are following the same pattern. Okay, so that you can help me to finish the video on time. Okay, because if I have to pick it one by one, we're going to delay and it's going to affect the video. Okay, we all don't want long videos, so the shorter it is, the much faster you understand everything. Okay, so please, if you see me doing this, you have to take a screenshot and then we continue with the video. So I'd like to finish the last two fringes here off camera, okay, and then I'll get back to you. You can take screenshots as well, yeah. So I'll meet you after I'm done. So all fringes are done. Please take a screenshot of this last two. Okay, so let me turn. It was like this before, yeah, so you don't get confused. Yeah, so this last two, okay, a quick screenshot. Okay, yeah, so one thing I didn't explain was that from the beginning you had to leave a tail to be able to make a loop to add or to attach your hook. Okay, so in case you are left with some working thread, you can climb up, you can still climb up, okay, on the beads and then create your loop here. And in case you are lucky and the tail of the thread is enough, well, you can also continue with it. So what I'll do is that I wouldn't want to work with this. Okay, sorry if it looks a little smoky, sorry. Yeah, so I wouldn't want to work with my working thread. I would like to go through some of the beads and then cut it off finally. Okay, and then I'll be working with the tail of the thread instead for my loop. Okay, okay, I think this is enough. So I finally had to cut it off. Okay. So at this point, my thread is in between the third and the fourth bead. Okay, so I'm going to create a loop from this, the center here. Yeah. So you pick two beads. And then you pick your hook. Now before you do it, you need to pick another two beads as well. Or before you go through the next bead, you pick extra two. So the loop is going to have 4 beads in all. And then you go through the fourth bead. Yeah. So I'm going to go through this like 2 to 3 times, but unluckily for me, the holes of my beads are quite small. So I'll be doing this maybe twice and then that'll be all. You can see the struggle. It is real. So I had to, my long nose plier had to help me to pull it out. And if you're not careful, it may break your bead. So you have to be careful in case you meet this, instances. So finally, the project is finished. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Share to your friends and family. Try your hands on. You don't need the same color beads to start this, okay? So these are 12 O beads. You can use 11 O's, you can use 15 O's, you can use 8 O's or even 10 O's, yeah, so that you can try your hands on. And I'm really happy to see you doing, something for yourself, okay? So please give me a thumbs up whenever you subscribe. Don't forget to press on the notification bell so that in case I have to upload, you'll be the first to catch it. Thank you so much, and then see you on my next tutorial. Have a nice time. Bye bye.